search for spirituality. Perceives an intense search for spirituality. People are being invited, encouraged and even called to spiritualize. Look up a great movement in order to attract people to the spirit world. There is talk of new era, working spirituality, meditation, in study groups, talks on developing physical biological spiritual potential, in mantra/holistic therapies and spiritual retreats. We at Light is Invincible we want to show in this text, as people are increasingly looking for something that gives them the feeling of being with themselves, to get to express themselves, both in practical life the day-to-day as the inner life, more authentic, more unlocked, happier, more loving, more focused. All of spirituality development practice is based on a characteristic, self. Self-knowledge is a crossing of the arid regions of ignorance and harsh ways of the fear, to find our inner oasis of liberating revelations, although we are always subject to mirages and deceptions during path known who we truly are walking towards himself, I. For this we must be willing to question the known and into the unknown. The questions we ask ourselves, express our perplexity of existence and incisive call urges us to know the wonder of human being, enjoying the miracle of life, to prove the juicy fruit of the expansion of consciousness by self. And instead of going with our merely watch out, trying to understand the world, we need, above all, go with the same attention inward and know each other better. Observe what we are thinking, how we are responding and reacting emotionally to others and event. When we do this, we begin to understand how we limit ourselves while a relatively small window to a larger selection of possibilities. This limiting action naturally keeps us in a state of fear because we only allow a certain amount of reality please our life. If we take the time to follow certain emotion to the depth of her origin, that not only serve us to stay more intimate with ourselves, but also serve to start changing the pattern of energy our body. As things get aware, the flow of our energy is increased. Self-daily quest requires always renewing answers, which lead to new questions and constitute the dynamic of self-knowledge process in the pursuit of self-realizations. In the course of the discoveries we learn to let go, loosen ties, finally dissolve what was crystallized within us. Not all fit in on any segment to be equal in thought, feeling and action. We are separate beings in different missions, although we are equal in terms of energy vibration, are fruits of the same universal energy and physical bodies and historical existence of different terms for different missions. Spirituality is in us and, believe it or not, this is a universal statement. According to Einstein, we formed a vibrational field of physical, mind, spirit and emotion. So, the search for spirituality is actually the desire that we have the awakening of dormant within us. The era of the third dimension, where the power of mental and physical energy was the big balcony and intent of most people, the educated aimed at HAD thinking that there would be entire satisfaction. With the advent of the fifth dimension, where the spiritual being is the way, people turn to spiritualized segments to understand the situations around them and that, often, make them suffer. This awakening is the order of the moment, only the interesting thing is that today we do not seek such segments due to an external stimulus. Today people look for answers everywhere so far as to attend various segments spiritual, religious, finally, by a need interior. Esta need is what will take the spiritual seeker to understand their existence, and this is like a light high power to light and ascended from within himself, so he begins to see something we had not seen before. Metaphorically, it is like a small room that had a 40-watt bulb and suddenly returned to this bulb with 100 watts. Clear that with this light output, it sees more dirt in this little room. So being people's lives, I feel that something is wrong, internal dirt, but do not see where, and when they start to widen the viewing angle start to see such dirt itself, in others and in situations too around. This light high power we call truth. The truth is coming to light, the lie is being eliminated, and with it, people are getting along better within this concept of life to which they are inserted. Realized in politics, in families, religions, society, many truths come to light and mostly frightening. There is talk of horrific acts going on, but actually being more visible than before. The dirt is seen with the naked eye and thus being eliminated through the light truth. That all seek today, and most do not know, is your inner truth. Who am I? What am I doing here? what my role, and so will discover the inner dirt and being worked on, and the more we eliminate such internal dirt, more spiritual we become, because we talked to earlier, spirituality is in us and not outside us, and it will only be expanded to become a truth in all senses, to be the truth. The first step is to understand the meaning of being and not the HAD. So, we know that to be, we have to exercise love for ourselves and for others. Consequently, only then will it be the truth, and spirituality will finally be respected and understood. This text aims to provide people with the tools so that you can start the fascinating adventure to polish, to meet and know others. Knowledge are to be applied constantly in our daily lives. It requires discipline and determination in the development, but the results are worth and awaken us to new realities. The one-step step. 1. Soul contact. Our soul/humility. The first step is to bond with your inner being, radiating inner vitality. Work your self-knowledge, their self-esteem. Balancing head/reason with heart/feelings. Nothing will serve you if you do not live in touch with your soul to develop their creativity and humility. Believe deserves to be beautiful and spiritual because the cosmic plenum/God created thereby. Living in gratitude, joy, creativity, compassion, and be happy to feel the flow of your soul. 2. Mind negative/protective desire to belong/protection. The second step is to feel great satisfaction in establishing relations with depth. It is necessary to develop its protective mind, patience, and obey his own inner voice, not acting impulsively, motivated by the desire to belong and please. It is important to realize discerning risk situations, keeping it centered. Do nothing to please the other that go against their own principles. Channel your desire to stand next to higher consciousness of people, a soul connection to soul, in relationship of love/friendship/complicity, where you can feel safe. Protect yourself and another with balance. 3. Positive mind/projective positivity/equal/truth. The third step is to work on the development of strongly positive and projective mind. See the positive, designing light, hope and humor. Learn to raise themselves and each other. Smile. See the positive in people, transmuting the shadows into light, eliminating negativity. Working the word actually, without illusions, without manipulation. Use your power with balance. 4. Mind meditative/neutral neutrality/balance/compassion. The fourth step is to see the events of life with a neutral attitude, as a learning experience. Integrate into your life no experience, keeping the perspective that every event is to teach you something, make you wiser. The neutral mind is the ability to listen to the protective mind considering the risks of a situation, listen to positive mind considering the positive aspects without illusions of the situation, and act with neutrality and wisdom for the benefit of all. The neutral mind gives us the ability to perceive illusions, listen and be guided by the higher self. You must learn to see all the events of life with neutrality, remaining serene and confident, feeling the purposes of events. 5. Physical body self-sufficiency/balance. The fifth step is to learn to relate to and manage your physical body and your energy. Achieve the best capacity as you can from the body because there is a purpose, a job that this body should perform. Develop resistance, where the organization of power is effective. Live your life in such a balance and harmony, understanding that every part of your life is sacred. Teach yourself and others with this example of discipline, dedication to its own model of being. It also means making some sacrifices of their personal time for the benefit of others. 6. Arc light/projection power protection/projection/justice/integrity. The sixth step is to develop a protective shield against negativity and develop the ability to design for life and materialize their wishes. Loss. Est is the power to create your own reality. Develop a correct behavior and keep his word. Be consistent, coherent and consistent. Work ethics, honesty with yourself and with others. Use its resources with integrity. When this body is developed, the self is strong, firm, full and bright, able to solve any situation by mastering and meditation. 7. Body pranic purity/energy. The seventh step is to use the breath to get in touch with the infinite energy that is available to us all the time. Overcome fears, feeling protected and intact. Open our hearts and expand. Lack of prana is revealed in a chronic state of fatigue and tiredness, affecting the functioning of the mind, protective, positive and neutral, and the projection of power, so that the person does not have the strength to attract the resources you need, always taking sense of scarcity, that something he lacks, that is not enough. It is essential to attract experiences of abundance. The disease occurs when prana cannot flow freely through the system. It is necessary to overcome the blockage so that the energy flow can be restored. 8. Elevation/security/compassion/mercy/love. The 8th step is to accept, to love and respect yourself and everyone. Expand the aura, learn the sacred being. Bring in your radiant and glowing presence, understanding, light and love. The aura is the electromagnetic field that surrounds the body. A strong aura makes you feel safe, allowing you to be caring and compassionate with yourself and others. It allows feel good alone or in groups, because developed their self-esteem, your inner security by not allowing outside influences affect you. The goal is to make people feel elevated in his presence. Engage in raising himself and inspire those around you to bring hope in their way. 9. Subtle body serenity/counselor/finesse/mastery. The 9th step is to develop a subtle body that allows us to see the big picture of a situation, allows us to see through appearances. Having a deep understanding of why the events, have information to understand the situations. If the subtle body is developed enough through the procedures described above, the mystery of life will be replaced by the knowledge that leads to mastery, keeping the serenity and understanding, acting with subtlety, wisdom and calm in any situation. 10. Body radiant courage/magnetism/art. The 10th step is to enhance the radiant body, which gives us a sphere of light that spans all sides. It is golden, brilliant and impenetrable. No external negativity can penetrate it, and internal negativity is neutralized by it. When this body is developed, one design harmony and grace around you. You understand that abundance is an expression of the infinite and that our desire to live birth is majestically prosperity and happiness. This light is projected in his own life and radiates to the other. My light is your light. Transmits and act with courage, struggle against the obstacles, not getting in arrears. It is your own guide. He learned to control his radicalism. It has a magnetic presence, earning the respect of all for their strength and determination. 11. Totality direction/flexibility/release. The 11th step is to reach a point that is the sum of all the previous 10. We came to the integration, direction center, the full flexibility and adaptability. The lifting capacity. It is the conquest of the phoenix. Rise from the ashes and rise to the light, to the sublime. Wisdom of how to handle the game of life and contact any part of his person. The achievement of balance and fluency of their desires. Take the world by his own being, the certainty of the existence of the inner spark. It's human nature to search for love, peace of mind, happiness, human host. We want to be accepted, understood, being loved, anyway. We want to feel the warmth, without which it is almost impossible to survive healthily. The mistake, however, is to concentrate the search for all this only out of ourselves, making prevail a constant internal unrest. By becoming aware of this unrest, some will seek to look at and understand better through self-knowledge search. They choose to take a dip in its depths, to emerge with more peace, love and wisdom. Others, in their eagerness to be accepted and loved, come in distorted ways, made shortcuts, full of illusions. And the more walking, more distant are the seeking. Flee to feel themselves, the truth of their lives through the unruly and fickle sex, the conquest of power, money, social status, as well as the use of alcohol and other drugs. There is also another very common type of damping, the escape from reality through the do the job. People stay busy doing something all the time, even if the body does not hold on. Become workaholics. To stop, they will get in touch with emotions and repressed feelings that cause them pain and suffering. And to not feel, do not stop. However, it is the pain of looking forward to it dissolves and its marks can be erased in a natural way. Life makes the necessary adjustments in due course. Concerns, discomfort or pain, whose roots are internal, not eliminate things with the outside world. Accumulation of material goods, power and social status do not heal the emotional problems from anyone, on the contrary, camouflage reality, preventing the transformation process. If you do not wake up in time, we risk ever live apart from ourselves and look at the outside world, what's inside, our ultimate source of love. If we cannot turn our eyes inward to ourselves, we do not get the desired emotional and spiritual sustenance. We become children, needy and dependent adults. If we manage to relate to more harmony with us, first of all, the relationships with the people around us will be based on sharing lives that are in a given dimension of time and space. Quite different from a list of needs and requirements, which puts the other as an object, with the duty to nourish us to meet our demands, no matter how absurd they are. As we internalize, expands in us the feeling of self-acceptance and mature emotionally. Consequently, we increase our chances of attracting people with whom we can relate in a more consistent and loving way, based on mutual respect and a sincere exchange of affection, instead of clinging and domination that thingify people. The love for all living beings does not include the ownership and attachment. If more people had openness, courage to leave the peripheral part of the being and deepen the internal contact, there would be so much emotional misery, there would be much happier encounters of all kinds, family, love, fraternal, spiritual, that nourish the persons than mismatches, frustrating, disappointing and injure each other. However, most prefer the pseudo-security of their shells and shallow. You cannot know who we really are. Our essence is forgotten, dormant, and our ability to give and receive love remains shrunken. The most beautiful potential of the human being are invisible from the surface views. If we want to discover them and experience them, we have to lose the fear of deep water and take a dip in our being, where we rescued the greatest sense of dignity, respect and appreciation of our expression. So, open passage to the unconditional love enter and flow in our lives. We at Light is Invincible finalize this text, suggesting that develop these topics, step by step, using tools such as yoga, meditation, long, deep breath, practicing positive beliefs of self-esteem, daily affirmations of light, peace, harmony, brotherhood, love and abundance consciousness expanded. The related posts represent a guide to understanding these 11 steps. We also have a virtual library for consultations with much material available that can serve as a support for all who want to expand their knowledge on various matters discussed here on the blog. We thank the presence of all and that we keep in mind that we are all learning from everyone. After all, we are all one.